Good morning. How are you? This is Judge Lynn. I know I'm coming unannounced. Uh, I'm outside, so I'm trying to get my light together. I wanted to say hello to everybody. It's Tuesday. Typically, I do my um, and she's having almost. Hey, Yolanda, what's happening? Uh, I'm having a senior moment. Work with me. It is Tuesday. Typically, I do my Tuesday talk today, but I will be traveling and then I will be doing some other stuff when I get to LA. So I won't be able to do it today at 4 o'clock. I will be otherwise engaged. Hi, LaWanda and Sonia, always a Lady Howard. I like that name. Sierra Cruz, hello, how are you? Gloria Mills, I'm just watching you on TV in Montreal, Canada. Well, hello, Montreal, Canada. I fell in love with my husband in Montreal. He took me to Montreal on a train. He knew I liked trains, and we went to Montreal on a train. We had the world's most romantic dinner in this old mansion somewhere. Ooh. Anyway, woo. Uh, Cheryl Dexter and Gloria Mills and Alicia Marie, I'm sorry. Hey, Judge, watching in Rochester, New York. Hello, Peter G. Strong, Carla Sunshine. Anyway, so I got stuff to do, and I got to go do it. So I won't be able to come today. But if you have asked me a question, a lot of you have. I go through them, I sift through them, I try to get them together. I'm not going to ignore them. I'm going to just roll them over into the week after, and I will answer them then. I will say this one thing to this one young lady who asked me a question that had me a little distraught. I will say, do not beat yourself up about having been in an abusive relationship, because it happens to a lot of women. It happens to a lot of people in general, women especially. But how could I? I'll tell you how you could. It's a process that even, remember what's love got to do with it? With Angela Bassett talking about Tina Turner, an extraordinary, strong, talented woman. She got caught up in an abusive relationship. It is a process. It has nothing to do with your character or your value or your intellect or your emotional stability. It is a process that people go through that over the years allows them to remain in those situations. So please don't beat yourself up about it. That said, as you're getting ready to go, as you seem to be doing, make sure you're doing so intelligently. I would contact a domestic violence center in my area just to talk about the logistics of it and what things tend to happen as you start to leave. I'm outside and it's getting warm. Because that's when a lot of abusers level up and become lethal. So you want to know what you can do, a safety plan, tell somebody you trust in your family that you're about to go, talk to a local shelter, talk to a local domestic violence agency, so you can put together a safety plan to make sure that you go in a manner that is the safest for you. Christina Vartan, how are you doing? From Michigan. Keith Johnson, Nye Nolan, one of my favorite aunties in my head. I'm getting that aunties in my head a lot stuff, so I'm going to write a book from your auntie, if I ever get off dead stop lazy. Cynthia McGee and Sonia Babilia. Hello, Sonia. You come all the time, and I remember you because your name is Babilia, and I had a Dr. Babilia who was a teacher in my high school, and I've always loved that name. Didn't like him, but I love the name. Creaster Bonique White, Mark Montoya from El Paso, Texas. I used to go to El Paso like every year with Destiny Church. Had a ball. Those are the greatest people. Margaret Roth, Olivia Philpott, and T.T. Williams, Terrell, and Juanita Brown Pierce, Danielle, Ms. Shea, Harris D. So again, to that young lady who just seems so distraught and cannot believe she got caught up in that. Believe it, because and don't feel badly about it. That's not your sin. That's his sin to abuse you. That's his sin. And it is a process that occurs over time, and it happens to a lot of people. Strong, intelligent people can get caught up in a jacked up situation where you become emotionally withered away. Jamie Taylor, hello. Janeko, Nikki Slaughter, and Brenda Cunningham Boyce, how you doing? Stephen Reed shared it. Thank you very much. Kimberly Celery Haley from Memphis, Tennessee. I don't think I've ever been to Memphis. I've heard good things about it, though. How am I doing today, says Karen Price Nedrick. I'm doing fine. My shoulder hurts. Went to the acupuncturist once, but you got to go like 3 or 4 times before it gets right. Now I'm choking to death. Cord Palmer, how you doing? Antoine Thabarber. Oh, excuse me. Trying to choke. Mark Kenzie Nicholas. Boston George. Lorna Pullman. Hello from Detroit. I almost took a job in Detroit. Lorna Pullman. I'm sorry, I just said that. Ms. Daphne Patia Harris. How you guys liking the new shows? We started last week. I always love a little feedback. That's very helpful. I hope you're enjoying the new shows. We were in rerun hell for a long, long time. Summertime is tough on us. Rick Walters, good morning. Melanie Veldee, Kirkland Robertson, how are you, sister, says Dania Penn Yehuda. Martise Luckett, Jeffrey Price, shout out from Chicago. Chicago's one of my favorite cities. Francis Correa, Emily Rose, good morning. Donna Sessions White, blessings. Oh, and you want to see, there was, if you follow me on Twitter, I'm at Real Judge Lynn, and there was this one Twitter post that some guy named Reggie, I don't know who Reggie is, but hello Reggie, and Reggie ripped a piece of a show out where I was telling a young lady what 20 is for, and a lot of people retweeted it. Apparently, it struck a chord with some people. So if it's on my Twitter page, I think I pinned it to the top at Real Judge Lynn. You might want to check that out because apparently it spoke to some people. I did it a couple of years ago. You never know when people are going to grab something and go with it. B.A. Diagne, Jeffrey Mahilovich. I'm outside. People are yelling. Is that my husband? Eric? I don't know. For a big guy, he's very stealthy. You know what I mean? He could be around, I'm just being silly. Yvette D. from Florida, cleaning up this hurricane mess in my yard, listening to your... Oh, hey, God bless you. And I'm glad it seems that you got out okay, and you're back and you're cleaning up, and it seems that Irma was not as horrifying as we thought it was going to be. I don't know. My property didn't get damaged, but for those of you who had, I wish you the best. And I'm glad you got through it, and better days will come. Tamia Odom, Gail Hill, Tiffany Mitchell, Mark Baker Sr. Do you make appearances? Uchina Twin, someone with a very long name that I can't pronounce, says, I do make appearances. I go to different cities if invited. You go to my website, judgelynn.com, and then you pick on speaking engagements, and then you make a request for me to come to a speaking engagement, and then somebody will contact you and tell you what kind of things I do and how much it costs and all that kind of stuff. Nay Nelson, praying for all involved. Absolutely. From Ohio. Esther David, Jack Paul, Hello, Ara Love and Jonathan McCrae. I haven't eaten breakfast yet. I'm hungry. Not Dolores, DeCarlos Bacon and Lisa Marie and Yvette D. Thank you for lots of damage, but thank God we are here. Good. I'm glad. I'm glad. Um, Judy Lynn Pogue, Creaster. Oh, I said hi to you already, and I probably killed your name. It was nothing like Harvey in Houston. It was very different. I think the flooding in Houston was just beyond anything anybody had ever seen. Latoya Garrett, good morning. Dorothy Goodwill White, Dion D. Allen, Roderick Grant. What's up with the show? Did it change time slots? Roderick, that's a very good question. During the fall, when new shows come on, all the shows get moved around. And I'm syndicated, which means I'm on at a different time and on a different station in every city in the country. So what you have to do is, and our website, look, I'm going to talk about it, is not always up to date. So what you have to do is you have to check your local listings. Typically, in any city I'm on, my network, or I think it's changed to call Fox Extra in some places. I'm not really sure, but some places I'm not on there. Sometimes I'm on Fox, sometimes I'm on the CW, but you have to check your local listings because they move me around, and they'll move me around all through the month of September. So you're going to have to chase me. But if you do not want to do that, I am on YouTube, Hulu, which I just got last month. I had no idea. I mean, I knew what was there, but I didn't know what was on it. Hulu, I'm on Roku, which I have absolutely no idea what that is, and I'm on YouTube. And we load up live shows on YouTube every day after they're done. So, Shantae Barron from Philadelphia. I lived in Philly for 3 years. Lisa Deneen Jones, Sandra Morris, good morning. But anyway, I just wanted to make sure you knew that if you left a question for me, I'm not going to be here today for Tuesday Talk, but I will be there next week. I'm saving questions from this week. We'll add questions from last week. And my son's going to help me this next time, so I'll have my act together. And I'll have the air conditioner on, so I won't be sweating. We can only hope, right? This is to get our act together. It was terrible last time. I was glistening. Hair wasn't correct. My hair guy just gets all over me about my little, what are you doing? You never do last looks. Hello from Detroit, Willie Benton. Nine Olden, I just got in to watch a show right now. Shamika Dutch. Oh, there was another young lady I wanted to shout out to, who said she made a lot of mistakes, and that she just wanted to know how I got to be this wonderful person. And I want to tell her that I'm not this wonderful person, that I think I'm a good person, but I've made a lot of mistakes. I continue to make mistakes. I do stuff. I struggle with stuff. I have issues, complaints, and chronic errors that I make, and bad judgment calls. But the thing is, I take them, I look at them, I feel bad for a long time about them. I had to work on that for a while, because I used to be a person who, I make a mistake, and I'm going to beat myself up about it. My sister told me about this. Said, oh, you're going to beat yourself up about that, aren't you? And I do. I do that. Which is something I'm working on. But I'm saying, for every success that I've had, there's been 4 or 5 failures. For every piece of wisdom that I convey, I've done 9 stupid things in an effort to figure that out, and I continue to err. It's a B. Sorry, B. I continue to err. I continue to make mistakes. I continue to look. And you will always err. You will always make mistakes. You will always be wrong about something, and nobody's perfect. And it's a matter of, okay, I own it. I did it. I'm going to try to clean it up as best I can. But, and this is the part I'm working on too, I'm not going to beat myself up about it because I tend to. But I'm just saying to you, I don't want to be misleading like everything in my life is great and that I'm terrific. I put my best foot forward, but that one dragging behind sometimes is a monster. Christy Mowry, Joyce Ann, yes, we are all make mistakes and we're all human. The thing about it is I think a lot of times women have a hard time forgiving themselves. I think society has a hard time forgiving women. I mean, that look like almost we're irredeemable sometimes. I just feel that way. Well, how could she do? But she's a mother. She never, you know what I mean? We're hard on ourselves. We're hard on each other as women. It's unfortunate. Tricia Spencer, 9. Harvey Sims, we are stronger, we are alive, we have something God needs us to do. Errors are learning tools. Errors are, in fact, learning tools. Shawana Williams, I really would love to meet you. You are such a beautiful person inside and out. That's, and I would, and I appreciate that. I do that. But I'm kind of odd, if you know me personally. I am. Michelle Creech needs, I better think you needed to hear this today. Sharon Henry, Sharon Hardy Wilburn, Ebony Swift makes mistakes, but it's if you learn from them, that's count. Absolutely. Yvette Hunter and Sasha Harris, I'm amazed because you tell the couple I know what's going on here, then you nail it precisely. And part of that is because I've been around forever. I'm going to be 58 years old next month, so I've been around forever and I know a lot of stuff. A second part of that was I was always very close to my mother, and my mother was an emotionally very wise woman, and I learned from her. And she was extraordinary. She was an extraordinarily capable emotional manager. And when she spoke, I listened. And the big thing that assists one in being able to accurately assess other people's situation and understand what's going on with somebody else is to be able to take your own emotional baggage out in front of your eyes. And everybody thinks they don't, but they do. You have to be able to remove yourself emotionally and if you see a mistake that you've made or something that's happened to you, it informs your opinions. But you have to understand that your world is only a very, very small piece of the world that is. And that we feel so much faster than we think that we will have an emotional response. Wait a minute, now the dog is mad because... You want to see the dog? There's the dog. You want to come out, Bug? Wait a minute. Where's the dog? There he is. Boogie. Boogie. Oh, now he's going to ignore me because he's mad. Because I'm talking to you and not playing with him. He'll get over it. Well, you don't have to quickly. Phyllis White, I'm glad you said that because I'm kind of odd too. People don't get that. Yeah, you know what? And people won't. You have to be able to manage your odd. I never say this is how I am. When I'm dealing with people, odd though I may be, I assess what they need in order to help get along with them. Not always successful. My arm hurts. Not always successful at that, but I try because that's what my mother used to tell me to do. I said, you can't be, everybody when they get into a confrontation are always focused on what they want. But if you focus on what the other person is saying and needing, you can more likely get what you want by addressing that need and your want in a way. I know it's probably doesn't come from Bayshore, but prayers go out to Florida. Absolutely. What are your views on a young girl who was found in the freezer? I just heard about that. I mean, there's no view to have. somebody killed somebody and put her in the freezer. I don't know what happened about it, but what I do think is that a lot of people die like that domestic situation they had not too long ago, a couple of days ago, where 8 people got killed because they don't stay ahead of their emotional selves. People often take rejection. Your body responds to rejection just like it responds to a mortal threat. And so people become completely and utterly exercised and undone by the fact that they have been rejected. And oftentimes, when you have mass shootings like that, it's men, because women tend to have a different type of emotionality, and men don't see themselves as emotional. It's just like, this is a threat that I have to eliminate, as opposed to women, why, what did I do? You know what I mean? And I'm not saying one is good and one is bad. I'm saying everybody has got to see their own emotionality as what it is and work with it as an emotion, because emotions are everything behind everything. It really, really is. You know, and you got to fight your emotional devils, and everybody's got to fight their emotional devils. But you got to remember that you feel far faster than you think. And if you feel far faster than you think, you will do things based upon feeling, because you feel threatened or frightened or angry, and you believe that it's the threat that is the problem, but it's your emotional response there too. Getting broken up with is no reason to kill somebody. But people do it all the time when stalking people, because they become convinced that this person is a mortal threat to their person. They don't, you see what I'm saying? It feels like, they don't become convinced of it. It feels like that. So what do you do when you're faced with a mortal threat? You try to eliminate it. But really, it's not a mortal threat. It's something you can get over. But a lot of people don't go that. Not a lot, but that's what happens when it goes wrong. I'm not a male basher. I'm not. I'm talking about what actually happens when you do have mass shootings. That's an emotional thing. That's men, it's typically men, it's not women, who take a rejection as a mortal threat. Women tend to do emotional things that are bad as well. They're different, though. You know, I say, you know, women tend to be very hard on one another. We tend not to respect one another oftentimes when we're in situations where it involves men. I'm not man bashing to say that, can I send you on the We Know campaign for women? You know, women are more likely to get caught up in an abusive relationship. I'm back. I went away, but I came back. I'm not bashing men. I'm just saying, what are the emotional underpinnings to all of these mass shootings and employment place shootings are? And it has to do with understanding our emotionality. I don't know about that story. You are not a male. People need to open their ears. Yeah, I'm not, you know, I tell women they're wrong all the time. And no one calls me a woman basher. Like 20, where she was making all those mistakes. You just have to be able to say, these are my issues. I talk about my issues all the time. I tell people I have emotional issues all of the time. But I'm not feeling bashed about it because I'm comfortable with it. And everybody's got to be comfortable with whatever issues that they have. You know? When people have access to a gun, it makes you think different. Emotions take over, as you said, then they later regret it. Yeah. Well, I'm not going to tell you that story. But anyway, What happened to the divorce court in Philadelphia? I do not know. You need to call your local channel. That, like I was saying, that it's a syndicated show, so it's on different stations and different channels all over the country, and your local listings do that. So they moved me all around in September. Please look for me. But if you can't find me, YouTube, Roku, and Hulu are places to find. Can you? I don't know anything about. I just know that it happened. I'm not up to date on the young lady found in the freezer. I want to realize some of the women you're against. What are the standing love? Keep this going. Why can't people learn that there is a season for everything? You need to let go. Hey, Judge, it's nice to see you live. Good morning to you. Good morning, Michelle Creech. I don't even know what time it is. I got to go. Honey? Not you, dog. I'm talking to the big man. I don't know what's going on. Oh. Nova Sturley says, why don't you fight for black justice? Just because I'm not on social media about it doesn't mean I don't. You have no idea what I do. The dog is having a hell of a nap back there. Yes, he is. I watch every day. Stephanie Gullet, I spend a lot of time doing a lot of stuff in a lot of areas that is just not bitching back and forth. I spend a lot of my time and my money doing what I think will help my people and everybody. So just because I don't get on the internet, fight back, which I think is not helpful, all of this back and forth without resolution, just anger, and it's different from what I do. So, you know, that's what that is. Heard about the big man. He doesn't like social media, and I like him. And so because he doesn't like social media, I don't put him on here. Every once in a blue moon I will, but I need to. And that's one of the things you got to do to have a successful marriage is his wants and desires are more important than anything I can do on social media. So if he don't want to be in front of this, I can't do it. You know what I mean? Identifying the issue is a good thing, but being comfortable in insecurity is accepting and not looking for change, right? No, you have to be comfortable with your insecurities so you can address them. To be comfortable with doesn't mean you're accepting of. To be comfortable with is not to have to shy away from them. If I'm comfortable with what's wrong with me, I can address it on a continual basis without hiding from it or being embarrassed by it. That's what being comfortable with your 841. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Yolanda. OCM's always taking care of me. I wonder what the people will ask. Why don't you do certain things be doing to uplift people? Oh, thank you for that. Yeah. I spend a lot of time and money doing things that I think will help people. Just because, you know, I could easily, I'm trying to find the sun because it's going dark, but I'm not doing a very good job. Woo! Terrible. But anyway, listen, what do you think about the video of Timothy Davis out of Columbus, Ohio? You are so right about the Judge Lynn, all the back. My connection's going bad. I gotta go, but thank you much for showing up. Just wanted to let you know why I won't be here this evening. Check me out on Divorce Court, YouTube, Hulu, and follow me at Real Judge Lynn on Twitter. Bye.